1, 2, 3.
Hello and welcome folks, Possum here with you today for a universe mode edit tutorial. I have created a new cheat table for myself. This here is also for all you fans to edit your own personal universe modes. So let's minimize some of this stuff and we'll go through it one by one. And let's go. I've got a universe mode sort of I've been playing around with that we can look at here in the calendar. First off, there's 6 shows here and a couple of pay-per-views. And let's go over to the Customize Universe Edit Calendar. And you can see some of these raw here. If I go and press X for information, it'll say that it doesn't have pay-per-views for a couple months. That's not a real issue. I'll have to go through and fix that at some point. What I want to show you here is Raw. Raw has a lot of rosters. It has every roster I can selected. And some of these rosters are also used on other shows, like you see WCW here, Lucha Underground here. Also Main Event. Okay, this is a minor show. This actually has all of the shows on it, not just 2 of them. If I hit space, it'll say you can't do that, but that's how it is already, so I'm just going to hit escape to go back. Over on SmackDown, we've got SmackDown, but you can also maybe see here, this has the WWE World Heavyweight Championship as his champion. And so does Saturday Night Main Event. And so does Lucha Underground. And so did Monday Night Nitro. Oh, if I go and select that, it'll say I can't do that, but I've already been able to because I have my cheat table over here. Now let's show you how you can do some of these things. First I have to hit enter and escape out of here. Another thing you can see here is apparently the Intercontinental Championship is a Divas title now, which is another thing I'll go over. Okay, just to go with a cleaner show, let's go with Monday Night Raw, which is my Tuesday show. You can see the value of what you typed in over there, and you can just hit this little box to open it up. So let's first go to the titles. World Tag Team 02 and 010. That's slot 3, as you can kind of see there. Now, WCW Championship 91 to 93, slot 2, singles. WWE Divas Championship, slot 4. You can scroll down a bit further to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That is value 1. Let's say I wanted to change this Divas title to another male title, to have a 3rd male title. First, I'd have to go and find slot 4. What's being used there is the Divas Championship. Let's double click that, change that to 0. That'll make it so it's no longer used. Hit escape to go back, and now I want the ECW Championship as my Divas Championship. And there you can see it there already. Now, ECW Championship does not have a champion, so I would need to go and assign that in my title management, or the AI will not know to actually make matches for that championship. But from my experience, they will make some matches, but it'll still be usable. This is where we get into the fact that a lot of these changes here are pretty hands-on, and the AI director will not make particularly good decisions with them. Here is another bit of a quirk with this here, with these titles. Say I want to make a non-traditional tag title. I want to make the European Championship the tag title. So first I have to go find 3. There's 3. Turn that to 0. Then go over to the European Championship and turn that to 3. Now if you go in and go to tag, it'll say Del Rio and Ricardo. Now that's because I have a team with both of them set up, but if you actually go to the WWE.com rankings for Nitro, it's very particularly weird as to how they handle it. Also, you are seeing Naomi here because I have her set as a male superstar. So you see it as a tag title here, and when you enter it, it becomes the European Championship. I'm not sure what the computer actually handles it with, so use that particular slot at your own risk. I know a lot of people still will use tag titles on their shows, so that's not particularly a problem. But here, what if we wanted this last show to also have the World Heavyweight Championship? It can't be used, but we want to use it. So what we need to do is say, this is Raw, so we need to go over to our Monday show, go to the titles, exit out to the menu so everything doesn't get messed up. You usually want to edit everything on the calendar, so I want to turn off this IC Championship and turn on the World Heavyweight Championship, and that'll be on slot 1. And see here, now I've got Daniel Bryan as my world champion there, and he's the world champion across all of these brands. Now you can actually go and set values higher than 4, and you'll get to see some sort of interaction. But normally when you go and make any sort of save, anything past set 4 will be deleted. So it's overall not very useful. You can go through every single title on here and set them to any slot that you want now. You can have the same 4 titles across all 6 shows if you want. Have a WWE main show and a couple other shows that share the same titles. I know that you can do it with 2 based in the game, but more so now with this table. Now let's go on to the next set, the rosters. Now normally if you go in here and try to select additional rosters that are in use, you will not be able to because they're already in use. So once again, let's go to Tuesday, exit out to the menu, and go to rosters. You can see that roster 1 through 12, I can select them all, hit enter to change the value to all of them to 1. And go back, and now all of the rosters are selected. Now if I unselect them, I actually can't, because the game thinks I can't select them in the first place. It's kind of a, so if you need to fix this, you'll actually have to go back to the table and deactivate them in the table. So you can have the same rosters on multiple shows with different rivalries on different shows, but not have them exclusive to the show that they're having a rivalry on. Now this is particularly interesting with the minor shows. This is a Thursday show here, so I'm going to open this up, and you can see I added a couple of days on here. Do not activate the same day of a minor show that it is on. If I activate this Thursday and hit enter here, it will crash because it's referencing itself and the game doesn't like that. So you'll want to be careful to select only the ones that are not that actual show. Normally you can only have 2 shows on a minor show, but now you can have all 5 of the other shows if you have additional shows in your universe mode. And of course you can have all of your rosters. I'm not sure if the inactive characters can actually show up, but if you do not want them to show up, you can keep roster 7 deactivated on all of your shows and just activate those which you have characters that you want to use. Next up we have logo, matchup, arena, universe draft, and matches. Most of these are just the options on your screen that you have here. You can also double click this and change the title of any of your shows if you want. From this table, you have a character limit of 20. That's the same as in the game. But here you've got the logo that you can change. And if I escape, yeah, I just changed that to Royal Rumble. And I can change that to 6, enter in, and it's Elimination Chamber. And I can change the matchup screen to 5, exit, enter, that's the Royal Rumble now. Change the arena. The arena is possibly the most useful out of these minor tools, aside from matches. I'll get to that in a second. Some of the arenas you can select that are not normally selectable, like you could have the Performance Center as one of your weekly shows. I don't quite remember the number of the arena off the top of my head, but I do know that you can select the Performance Arena as your arena for a show if you wish. And now for a Universe Draft, Universe Draft shouldn't be really used for minor shows, but on the major shows, Universe Draft is either a number 11 or number 10. Number 11 activates Universe Draft on, and Universe Draft off is 10 that you can see there. Next up is matches. Now, this is a value that you can change normally in down here, but they limit you to a minimum of 5. You can actually go in and change this to 3, and the game will recognize it. And if I want to simulate over to the show, you can see that they have 3 matches now. This is particularly useful for those that just want rivalry matches on their major shows, or want shorter major shows without having to have 5 shows. And again, this is Lucha Underground. It is a major show. If you go to 2, it'll break. As you can see here, there's only 1 match. It is not selectable, and there is not a good sort of UI here. Do not go below 3. Do not go beyond 7. If you go beyond 7, like I've done here with SmackDown, you'll get the same exact effect where you only have 1 match. And I'm not sure why it's selecting Zack Ryder and Tamina Snuka right now, but it's decided to. So, go from 3 to 7. And that just adds you a little bit more leeway in terms of the actual show. Now, these are all for the weekly shows. I also have pay-per-views down at the bottom. So here we can go over to the customized universe once again and check out some of these shows here. Now, it starts out with January. So you can see here that Royal Rumble, the second week, has no host shows. So let's add some host shows. I want all of them, but I can only select 2. So let's select 2, hit accept again. And you see now that there's 1 and 1. I believe those actually took them away from here. Yes, they did. But I made an array here that you can just do 1, 1, 1, and 1. You want 6 of them. And if you want to select multiple of it, you can hit enter and do 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And all of these should have all of the shows on them. So you can have weekly pay-per-views with all of your shows all together. And I'm not sure how the rivalry system will like this. I'm not entirely sure. It is extremely fragile with the game, as I'll say. So I fully expect a lot of these changes will break some of the rivalries. So use these at your own sort of discretion. Use these for whatever tool you can think of. I was able to figure this out, so I'm giving it to you guys as a new tool to play in the sandbox, that is WWE 2K15 on PC. If you have found a particularly good use, please let me know in the comments section. And if you enjoyed this, please leave a like or subscribe for more. This has been Posum, and I thank you for your time.